Today I am going to show you how to use a squat as a body weight strength exercise and how to increase the difficulty without using any free weights. So to start out with, for your squat, you want to have your feet approximately shoulder width apart, but this can vary depending on the individual, so you can play around a little bit with a narrower stance or a wider stance. Likewise, your feet can point straight forward, or maybe for yourself, it might feel more natural to have your toes pointed a bit outwards. So again, play around with your stance, see what feels more natural. For your squat, what you want to do is find a comfortable stance. You're going to sit down as though you're sitting on a bench. I have a bench right here. And then stand back up. Sit down, stand back up. Your feet need to stay flat on the floor. You should be pulling the floor apart with your feet. So you should feel the muscles in the sides of your hips working to pull that floor apart. And then as you come down, you want your knees to track directly over top of your toes. So try not to let them collapse inward or bow outwards. All right, so line up right over top of those toes. Feet stay flat on the floor. I'm gonna sit down, stand up. So for bodyweight squats, you want to slowly work your depth down so that you can get into a deeper squat. So when you first start squatting, maybe you can only get to here and then back up while still keeping your feet flat on the ground. That's totally fine. You can work down to whatever feels comfortable for you. You want to pause at the bottom here to build up some strength in that area and then come back up. From there, if you're feeling good, find yourself a bench that's just a little bit lower. Then you're going to sit down, stand up. As you get comfortable, you can work the height of that bench down lower. Another way you can work that range of motion downward is to grab onto something in front of you. So let's say if I'm here and then I feel like I'm going to get stuck, I can hold onto that bench to help me get a bit lower into that squat and then come back up. So you can just set yourself up with something in front of you and come back up. So once you're able to get in a nice low squat, feeling pretty comfortable there, coming back up, then you can add intensity by changing your tempo. So to add intensity here, you would go down very slowly, so it can take up to 4 seconds to come down, and then come up quickly. This will increase the intensity of the exercise. From here, you can add in a jump if you'd like. So coming down slowly, jumping up, working on that power, increasing intensity. From there, you can change your hand position. So I've been doing it with my hands in front, which makes it a little bit easier. If I was to cross my hands across my chest here, it's a bit tougher for that squat. And then hands by my head here is even tougher. So let's say I got through all of those, I'm feeling pretty good. The next way I can change the intensity is by moving into a single leg squat. So I like to do this with the bench. So what you want to do is have 1 foot off the ground, 1 foot on the ground. A lot of people will want to start at the bottom because they're worried about missing the bench. So start with a higher bench. Lift 1 foot off the ground. You're going to stand up and then just sit back down. Stand up, sit back down. If this is a bit tough, what you can do is stand up, helping out with that free leg. Sit down, just using the one leg. Stand up, sit down. The lower the bench is, the tougher this will be. You can work your way all the way down to a pistol squat if you're feeling really good. Also, how you can increase intensity here would be, again, changing the hand position. So I've been demoing with my hands here. If I were to cross my hands on my chest, that's tougher. If I was to bring my hands by my head, that's tougher still. So those are some great ways to increase the intensity of your squat, working initially just building the range of motion with 2 feet on the ground, and then increasing your intensity by going to 1 foot squats, and then slowly lowering your target depth here until you're right down to the ground.